What's going on, everyone? This is Dan with TechMarketer with your next weekly edition of your newsletter here, coming at you live from my couch here. So, I wanted to talk about something that is very relevant right now, as well as something that maybe some of you guys aren't necessarily giving a lot of thought to. So, right now, obviously, big hurricane that we just had, Milton. We had Helene right before that. So it kind of spurred an idea on talking about natural disasters and how you communicate with your clients on natural disasters and being proactive to that as much as you possibly can, as opposed to being reactive and just kind of figuring things out as you go, right? So things like hurricanes, obviously, you know when they're coming, right? It's getting ready to go into wintertime. Blizzards, for the most part, we know when there's a big blizzard that's going to be coming, flooding, all that fun stuff. Tornadoes, earthquakes, obviously, are a little bit different. Those tend to just hit when they hit. You maybe have a little bit of an idea that something big is going to happen from a tornado standpoint, but for the most part, they just kind of hit. So that's where being prepared comes in handy. So, first thing I want to talk about here is how in AgencyZoom do you stop automations from going out, especially for hurricanes, right? So if you come over into my agency, and Patrick has put a video up of this as well, and come up here into system settings, right? Go over to automation, and then right here, exclude the following date from automation. Just click on this blue button. And so what I did for our Milton, our Florida clients that had were dealing with Milton, I just paused. I turned off all of the automations for the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, so that way they can start automations again on Monday, right? So if you know a hurricane is coming, just go ahead and stop it, right? Just go ahead and stop the automation. The last thing people want to see is, hey, I talked to you 6 months ago about your auto insurance. You ready to talk about it again now? Obviously not, right? So go ahead and stop this. You can use this for holidays too, obviously, right? Like if I don't ever want anything going on Halloween, I can repeat that annually, or Christmas, I can repeat that annually. And then you can come in and delete them out as you see fit as well. So that's the first thing, right? Stop the automations when you know there's going to be a natural disaster or something big that's going to stop your clients or your prospects from checking their email. Now, the next thing that I think a lot of agents don't give a lot of thought to is some sort of continuity or perpetuation plan, or just quite simply hit by a bus plan, right? What happens? I'm showing you how to turn off these automations. What happens if you become incapacitated, right? When I was in the army, everybody had to know the next person up's job as well as their own, in case something happened. There was no pause in efficiency. Next person up was able to handle the job. I would challenge insurance agents and business owners to do the exact same thing inside of their agency. Find that office manager or that producer or that operations manager, whoever it is, that can do some of the stuff that you do in case something happens. And then keep going down. Find the CSR that can do some of the manager's work, or producer that can do the sales manager, or whatever that hierarchy or that structure looks like in your agency. You don't want to be left stranded if, for whatever reason, something happens to you or whoever it is who runs your CRM or your AMS, and they're become incapacitated, and now business stops, right? That's the absolute last thing you want. So I want you guys to think about this as a business owner and less like an insurance agent. Okay, and I know that sounds kind of contradictory to each other, but put your business owner hat on and think about what's going to happen if something happens to me, if something happens to any of my key employees, my producers, whatever that looks like. Make sure everybody knows how to do that next person's job in case something happens. So that way there's no delay or pause or anything like that inside of your agency. So hope that was helpful. That's my 2 cents for this week, and I will talk with you all next week. Have a good one.